family says Raj Munasinghe, seen here on video from his Ring camera, was pacing around his home in Austin, Texas with a gun last month looking for an intruder when police drove up unannounced and within seconds opened fire, killing him.
Draw the gun!
His family is devastated.
A legal gun owner is shot and killed by the police while defending his own home. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And let's talk about this. This is one of these unfortunate stories that you don't like to see, but it is a reality of life. And I believe this man is from Austin, Texas, and he was at his home. He heard a disturbance at his house. He armed himself with an AR-15 and went out to investigate. While investigating, the police showed up. They demanded that he drop the weapon, and the problem is that no sooner had they made the statement, "drop your weapon," that they started firing. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video here for the YouTube moderators. There is no actual scenes of him being shot because I know that YouTube likes to basically ban or age restrict those videos, but I'm not gonna put that in there. That video is available. I'm not gonna show it, but I'm gonna go ahead and play this news clip here, NBC.
Now to a deadly police shooting in Texas and the just-released body cam video sparking new anger from the family of a man who was killed as he stood on his porch. His family speaking exclusively to NBC News, demanding answers. Gabe Gutierrez has the story, and I have to warn you, the images are graphic.
His family says Raj Munasinghe, seen here on video from his Ring camera, was pacing around his home in Austin, Texas with a gun last month looking for an intruder when police drove up unannounced and within seconds opened fire, killing him.
Draw the gun!
His family is devastated.
I just wanted to hold him. I just wanted to hold him and say I love you. Thank you for being this amazing gift that I had.
The 33-year-old Munasinghe was the co-founder of a restaurant consulting business. His family, speaking exclusively to NBC News, says he had arrived home that night after a trip and noticed some of his belongings out of place.
Raj got a rifle to protect himself. He called his friend and he said, "I think something's been moved around my house. Something strange is going on."
After recent crime in the area, they say he suspected there may be an intruder.
He almost seems to be scared of something inside of his home.
That's the voice of a private security guard outside a nearby house who'd called 911 after noticing Munasinghe pacing with a rifle just around 12:30 a.m.
It looks like he's currently pointing his rifle at the interior of his home.
Seconds later, Munasinghe fires what appears to be 2 warning shots. That's when police drive up, as seen on newly released body camera video.
Draw the gun! Show us your hands! Do it now!
On the videos, you can faintly hear Munasinghe's pleas after he'd been shot.
It wasn't me!
That night, the police chief briefed reporters.
Within seconds of officers arriving on scene, one officer engaged the subject by firing his duty firearm. The subject was struck and went down.
In a new statement, police say immediately after telling Mr. Munasinghe to drop his gun, the officer fired.
Draw the gun!
But after seeing the videos, Munasinghe's family says the officer did not finish saying "drop your gun" before opening fire, and that the officer acted too quickly, killing Munasinghe on his own porch.
I was angry. The police officer didn't even announce himself. He snuck up with no lights or sirens in the dark and shot him. Raj didn't know that he was there.
Was he aiming his weapon at officers in any way?
Not in any way. His gun was facing the ground.
I'm just sad I wasn't there because he didn't, that shouldn't ever happen to him.
The Austin PD declined our request for an interview and says the investigation is ongoing. As is standard procedure, the officer who fired the shots, Daniel Sanchez, is now on administrative leave. His attorneys say that he followed his training in an effort to protect lives.
Heard that and you saw that, and what a just a damn shame all the way around. There's no information on what's happening since then. Of course, the family of this man is demanding answers, and rightfully so, because you got to remember that Texas is an open carry state. That man was not breaking the law. He could have been outside his home with that firearm. It's a good article here, trigger happy, because that's the way I see it. I mean, that's unbelievable. I'm gonna come over here to the Daily Mail. It wasn't me. Footage shows millionaire tech entrepreneur's final words after being fatally shot by a trigger-happy cop while defending his home from a suspected burglar. There's some bullet points here. Victim is shot 4 times by police in swanky Austin neighborhood. Rajan Mosing is armed because he's suspected an intruder on his property. An officer shoots, dropped the gun, but fires before he finishes his sentence. As he lies dying on the ground, Moon Singh says to officers, "It wasn't me." A horrifying video shows Austin tech entrepreneur Raj Mosing being shot dead by local police as he inspected the perimeter of his home for an intruder with a rifle in his hands. Mosing, 33, a successful tech entrepreneur, had moved to the wealthy South Austin neighborhood about 5 years ago, was killed on the front porch of his home on November 15th. As he lay dying, he said the words, "It wasn't me." At around 12:30 a.m., Mosing told a neighbor that someone was in his house. He was going to call 911, the WSJ reported, so the police responded to his 911 call. Police arrived on the scene just 5 minutes later, moments after Mosing fired 2 shots into his own living room, and 4 shots were fired that killed the businessman. Across the street from his home, a private security guard for his neighborhood, had already called the police to report that Mosing was doing. So the police knew. The more information comes out, the more damning this is. The police were responding to his phone call, and another neighbor who was a security guard who called them and said, "Oh, by the way, the owner of the home is outside his home with the rifle." Guard said and called to a dispatcher. "He almost seems to be scared of something inside his house. He's pointing the rifle at the interior of his home," he said, before Mosing called into his living room and fired shots inside. Nearly as soon as they arrived, Officer Daniel Sanchez shouted, "Drop the gun," though he began firing before he finished the sentence. It is likely that Mosing hadn't heard anything before being hit, since bullets travel faster than the speed of sound. The 33-year-old of Sri Lankan descent was taken to a hospital where he died shortly after from his injuries. No one else was harmed during the encounter, and police did not find an intruder in the South Austin home. The 3 reporting officers said they could see into the house because the front door was open. According to a preliminary autopsy report ordered by the victim's family, Mosing was hit 4 times. A full medical report is yet to be released by the county medical examiner. The Austin Police Department has yet to comment on the shooting. Sanchez has been a licensed officer with the force for nearly 3 years. With him on the scene were Officers Stephen Marquette and Louis Brito. The shooting is still under investigation, and Officer Sanchez is on administrative leave. His attorney said he followed his training in order to protect lives. The department has launched 2 investigations, 1 criminal conduct by the Special Investigations Unit and the District Attorney's Office, and 1 administrative conduct by the department's Internal Affairs Unit. Austin Mayor Steve Adler called the fatality a tragedy, added that he's waiting for more information before he arrives at an opinion. Quote, "I have a lot of questions, as I know the family does," he said. "Why did it happen?" Together with his older brother, Johan, Raj ran a financial technology company called In-Kind, which provides upfront financing to restaurants. Okay, and that's information about his business. And I'll come down to here where his brother is speaking. Okay, there's now been established a fund in memory of his brother named the Rajan David Munshing Foundation. The goal of the organization is to prevent shootings like that of his brother from occurring again. This could include investing in non-lethal police tools, implicit buyer training. I don't think that his race had anything to do with it, but the cop overreacted. That's my opinion. And putting up billboards across the country warning tech startups not to move to Austin. Johan has vowed to use all his resources to ensure no one else has to go through what he and his family are going through, adding that he would prefer to work with the city, but if they're going to work with us, I will outspend them. Okay. Now the video, I've seen the video, I watched it, and yeah, as soon as he said drop the weapon, shots were fired. There wasn't even a split second in between. And this police officer overreacted. I am honestly pro-police because they are the line between criminals and the public. But in this case here, this was truly an overreaction, especially seeing that they potentially had that information about what was going on prior to them coming to that home. And it's unfortunate because, strangely enough, if this gentleman had shot, if the intruder had been shot, they somehow would be calling him, you would see people on social media calling this guy some kind of vigilante. The man has lost his life for no reason whatsoever because, as I said before, Texas is an open carry state. So he was within the law to be outside his home with that firearm. This is another story we're going to have to watch and see how it develops. And man lost his life for no reason, technically. And it's just a real damn shame. So you find yourself in that position, be exceedingly careful because remember, police officers are human also. They're not superhuman beings. And this is a damn unfortunate situation. The man lost his life like that. But let me know what you think. As always, you leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.